Hi everyone, my name is Nate. I'm the lead UX UI designer at HeroX, and today I wanted to walk you through the judging and submission UI for HeroX.com. And so to begin, I want to address 9 things that are addressed in this prototype and 9 things that aren't. This is aggregated from this list here: moderator, judging admin UI, and the submissions UI brainstorm. And this is coming from several places where there's alignment between these two spreadsheets. And so I tried to address those today. So I'll walk you through those. What you'll see addressed here are the list view, the navigate submissions, the score and look at an entry at the same time, the ability to assign judges to all eligible entries, to see the PDF attachment on the submission page instead of having to open a new window, the ability to mark all or a specific group of entries eligible at the same time, submission name on the list view, and what each judge scored per category for each item, and the average score, even if a judge abandoned their scoring flow, it'll still have the average score. Things that we didn't get to are we didn't get to pull up everyone's answer to a very specific question and view them in line, nor did we get to see the location of the entrant or the participant. We weren't able to address compare side by side, nor were we able to address due diligence. We weren't able to address multiple submission forms. If a challenge creator creates multiple submissions, we didn't address that. We also didn't address email address, translating items to PDF for export. We didn't address the PDF export. We didn't address public-private comments, either or. We didn't address that. Nor did we address the rich text editor for the person entering the contest. But let's take a look at the things that we did view today. So list view, let's get started. So over here on the Envision prototype, you can see that this is like a really a wireframe style. Okay, so we have our typical challenge page here where you can see the challenge title and things. And so this is typically where the judge comes to view the judging criteria. And so here we changed guidelines to judging criteria so it's easy for them to find. And they could click there and they would be able to see the guidelines if they wanted to dive in. But here we have entries open because it's the most important tab. People want to see the participation level and so forth. We have some options here like select all if you want to select all, and there's a little checkbox there. The eligibility drop down, so once you've selected all, you can select eligible or ineligible, and then assign a judge to these specific ones, all or just a select group. So that's kind of addressing the assign judge to all eligible and mark all specific group eligible at the same time. So that kind of addresses that piece. Now, on hover of these, you'd be able to see this Vote Now hover. That's why I call it a Vote Now hover. But we also see the submission title on here for each one, and this helps you distinguish amongst them. We add that part which is submission name on the list. And so when we switch back over here, we see that as submission title. Now you can also view this in leaderboard view, where you get this score, the average score as well, here on the right. So you can see this, the rankings. And this is to address specifically the what each judge scored per, not per category, but the average score part. That way you can rank these guys in a leaderboard. Now let's go ahead and take a look at this first submission here, where we want to see and vote on the submission. So right away we get the average score per category on on the image. So let's say there's an image for this piece. You get the average score. That is what's addressing the when we said like what the average score, even if judge abandoned. This is showing the average score right there per category. Okay. Now, when we scroll down, we're seeing the answers to the questions, sort of the submission form being complete by the user. This is their submission right here. This image here, the text they write, and it's sort of addressing the rich text editor thing. We're showing some styles here, and so it's presuming that we've already addressed that. And then here we have an attachment that would be full width, so you'd be able to view the full width attachment here. That way you can see that in line. Then right away you see the judges, and this is specifically to address what each judge scored per category, okay, for this challenge. Branding, principles, elements. The trend is we typically have 5 categories. Here's a little, you don't have to have these labels, but you could color code it as well, based off of how you design the judging criteria tab. But here we're just keeping it simple. And the average score is that. And these are 2 different judges. They probably have 2 different scores. Here, not really addressing public or private, just having that opportunity. Let's say this is public, then it would be public comments. If it's private, it could be private. It's in and of the same thing. You can reply, share, like this comment, leave your own. Here's entries. So this similar entry section is to help address, navigate submissions easily. All right, so you can click to the previous and the next submission. Also up here, previous and next submission could be easily navigatable. So if you're just kind of perusing once you're here, you can compare pseudo them side by side. So not quite addressing comparing side by side, but you get the kind of experience of that, like, hey, yeah. And then now you're ready to vote. So before, the voting was very hidden. It was like, score this, and it was deep. Now Vote Now is just simple. And here on the Vote Now screen, all you can see is the submission. And then here's the voting bracket. This is the criteria that we're voting on, the branding portion. So if you were to go back to that previous page and you saw like the where one judge scored branding really high or really low, this is assuming that you've already read the judging criteria tab on the page itself. And so let's say that you're judging this on branding, for example, because it's a logo entry, and you're like, yep, everything looks good. I'll score this on a 20, and then you would go through 2 of 5, 3 of 5, 4 of 5, and that's all right here. So you're kind of showing the person that it's going to be like 5 steps here, and you're done scoring. So hopefully that will increase the amount of judges getting through the scoring process, because today, as you know, it's rigorous. But so let's say, for example, we would click 13, it would just, boom, take us right to the next element, which would be likely principles, right? But in this mock, I didn't take you through all 5 steps. It's just like a really kind of quick and dirty wireframe. But if I had completed all 5 and I select my last score on the 5th one, it would show me the new score here in this average score section after my impact on the score. So we would do it in real time, rescore it here. And then I would be able to navigate back if I wanted to, or I could go to the next entry, right? So that is the culmination of our judging and submission UI. Again, I didn't get to everything, but I tried to address the top 9 that I saw that could easily be addressed. Thank you so much for your time, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.